You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned into the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The entire crew is here. I mean, literally here. We got everybody in the house. All the doors are locked, I think. So, feel safe. Everything is good. Red August, I hope the doors are locked. My man Jay Moore is in the building. How are you, sir?
You know, out here getting how I live.
You know, they say online, they say online your budget is unlimited as it relates to hockey jerseys.
No, I just know when to look, and I there are people who don't know what they have in their collection. They're just like, oh yeah, I'll let this go for $40 and have no idea.
Can I get one at Goodwill?
I mean, if you go to the right Goodwill,
okay.
You know,
I was just checking. I didn't know.
You know, and what makes me mad is when I see people go to Ross or something like that, and they'll post pictures like, yeah, we got a whole bunch of these. Yeah. And I was like, I've been to the Ross around here, and we do not have a whole bunch of those.
Yeah, they be doing the same thing with Jordans.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ross is a tease on the low.
You know, it's a drip or less.
My man Lonegevity, how are you, sir?
Doing all right, man.
2 hats in a row, huh?
No, I didn't have one last week.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. We skipped one, but still, 2 out of 3?
Yeah, why not?
Any reason?
Felt like it.
Well, works for me.
Yeah, you know.
One of those days, you know.
It looks good on you.
Yeah. I decided like at 7:30 to cut all my hair off again. I was like, yeah, I'll put a hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go through that every day.
Yeah. Conductor vibes. I like it.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Anyway, DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, man?
Salutations.
Everything good your way?
Yes, sir.
Y'all see the Logic cover, man? Did y'all see that for It Was a Good Day? He's very upset.
No, he's not.
Well, it looks like he's cursing on his response. Maybe he's not upset. But did y'all see?
I didn't listen to it.
DJ Spool sent this to me.
I did listen to Logic's album though.
Oh yeah,
he's got some records on there I like.
Yeah, this is the thing about Logic, and I hate to.
No, go ahead. We'll get to it. Go ahead.
Topic since
we'll
Logic.
get to it. We'll get to it.
Logic's songs actually sound good, but it's when you recognize that they're really not Logic songs.
Is it
and
still
what I mean by
Kendrick-ish?
that, he pretty much mimics anybody he feels like mimicking, and he doesn't really make bad music, but that's what makes it bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the only way I know how to explain.
He just doesn't have like a very identifiable identity for his style.
Mm-hmm.
It's very chameleon-esque.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this live cover of It Was a Good Day, like, has him.
That's a good example, though.
Yeah, it is. And actually, the vibe of the music, the musicians part, is actually dope. But Spool sent it to me, and I couldn't get past the part where he starts like singing, and he's like, and Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog, and it's got an echo on it, all that. I'm like, nah, this ain't it.
Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog.
There were mad responses to people that did not like this. Like Joe Budden didn't like it and started clowning him.
Joe Budden don't like nothing. We already
talked about that.
You know he don't like Logic.
He was like, you should never get around any recording equipment ever again, and pretty much going in. They've had some history in the past.
Don't go to the studio ever again. You are the worst, yo.
But Logic said Ice Cube was like, it's cool. Like, he vouched for it and was like, no problem.
Then nothing else really matters.
Thank you, Lone. If Ice Cube says it's cool, his son got mad.
Yeah, his son was mad about it. Talking about don't be rapping about my mom or something.
Yeah,
because he references his his mom in the song.
Like at least throw another.
Everybody's rapping about your mom at this point because who doesn't know the words? It was a good day.
To be honest, this seems extra.
When he said Cube rock with it, I was like, well, ain't too much I can say.
I just feel like this is it's become kind of cool to trash Logic.
Yeah.
Just to trash him.
I agree.
And you know, like when it's warranted to speak about some stuff, I think that's cool. But to me, I listened to what I heard, and just my personal opinion when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is straight. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh man, I can't believe he's covering it. I was like, no, it seems like he's doing it justice. He's not like, it doesn't sound horrible. And he got Cube's permission. Like, what else? Like, who cares at that point?
Spools and I on the phone laughing about it was prior to me acknowledging that Cube was like, man, do your thing. And for some reason, that actually made me feel like, if Ice Cube says it's cool,
but it shouldn't.
I understand. I agree. I understand that. But I say that to say that changed a little bit for me because it's not necessarily about Q per se. It's just about the concept of being like, you know what? It's really not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that big of a deal. And I definitely laughed at it, but not that bad, bro. Like, it's actually, he's paying homage to it, which is a good thing. And I'm one of the people that preaches for that, to have artists to show love to the older artists. So, you know, it's cool, but I just laughed at the no hog part, bro. Like, me and Spools was on the phone cracking up. Shout out to the homie Spools.
And I think that's cool, but I don't know. It just, the amount of hate that he's seen, I think it's just.
He gets a lot of flack for no reason. A lot. For a dude that's not trash, like if somebody can look me in my face and be like, Logic is trash, I'm like,
there's a lot of people that don't rock with him.
That's true, but
a lot. And I'm not even a big fan of him.
Me neither, but I can acknowledge that he makes dope records and he's got some heat.
He does make some dope records. I ain't gonna front.
I like his Wake Up record that just dropped.
He got some heat.
It's like super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Logic got heat. But here's a comment that I thought was interesting. He said, but you know what would be great? He said, if you're right, he said, I should do a whole effing album and just do a whole album of effing hard ass 90s records and call it Logic's Greatest Hits, and get all the OGs paid with the publishing and everything. So just, I'm paraphrasing, but more records like this that are covers and just
cool
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Go do some Melly Mel stuff. Maybe it'll help.
I knew that was cool.
He gave
that was like.
I knew that was cool.
That was a different.
The old style hurrah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's actually kind of a cool idea.
I'm not mad at that.
I mean realistically, that's a great way for people to pay homage to some of these older artists that don't get a lot of.
Give me a record you want to
give me a record. I mean, wasn't nobody mad at Joey Badass for doing
Umi Says.
I don't want to write this down.
It was a good version of it though.
Yeah,
good rendition.
You can't really be mad at Logic for doing.
Jay Moore, give me a record you want to see Logic cover on his Logic's Greatest.
The way you worded that though.
Don't. Public Enemy, Can't Trust It.
No, he's not about to sing that with an acoustic band.
Why not? He did it. It was a good day.
He did do it.
If we're just gonna
911 is a joke.
No, we're just gonna that was Can't Trust It was a hard record.
Give me a record, Lone, that you'd like to see Logic doing his Logic's Greatest Hits.
Logic.
So again, I said something for Melly Mel, so hopefully he can stop hating.
It's gonna do the message.
Do the message, man.
You can do something.
LL Cool J, I'm bad.
I really need. Oh, that's yours.
Yeah, you can do LL Cool J.
That'd be kind of I can see that.
What about Gin and Juice?
I feel like I've heard someone try to.
Has somebody done Gin and Juice?
Yeah, because I remember there were some white dudes that did Boys in the Hood and left all the N-words in it, like at one point. And thought it was funny.
I don't know if he should go that route, but
yeah, he definitely shouldn't go that route.
What's the joint like?
I mean, he's black.
Oh, I ain't no
joke. Yeah. Is that the name of the song though?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, Logic is black for people that don't know.
Yeah,
he's what they would.
He's white passing.
He's definitely white passing.
He's what?
No.
This was back in the day. He would be what would be considered either in the house or house adjacent.
Facts.
But it depends on where you go. Because I saw a story. Because you go
he's definitely in the
down those deep rabbit holes on YouTube, and it was like this 6-part miniseries.
Queen.
No, not Queen. y'all ought to really be paying attention about Halle Berry and Queen.
Right.
Wow.
No, and then there was this family, and they were from New York, and he and his light-skinned wife wanted to, have a different kind of life. They moved to Oklahoma, and they decided they was gonna pass. And I was like, well, luckily they went to Oklahoma and not like New Orleans, because you'd have to have some explaining to do because they know what it is in New Orleans.
100%.
The thing is, I'm looking at them, I'm like, wow, the people in New Orleans just wanted to believe because, and they went on to live as white folk, if you will, and then their kids went on to live as white people and married white people. But I'm looking at them like, y'all don't see these blonde afros here? Didn't nobody ask no questions? I'm like, I'm sorry, this is the worst case of passing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, but shout out to Logic. I mean, it's white identifying and white living.
Man, listen, if he does that,
Shout out to him. You know, like at the end of the day,
he identifies as black.
He identifies as black. He's like he
identifies.
He could possibly be black. He could possibly be white to white people who don't know any different. I look at him and be like, no, sir.
When I first saw him, I thought he was white.
No.
So did I.
Like,
do you guys think there's a percentage of his fan base that's still? I don't think so, because
not his fan base.
Not his core fan base. Yeah, they know. You're right. They know.
Yeah, because he talks about it too much for them not to know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's very true.
I mean, his Rapture episode was cold though. Didn't he have one on Rapture? Or am I tripping? On Netflix?
No,
I think he did have
his
one.
was cold.
Yeah.
His was cold.
He's got a good story.
I know he does.
And he
I
seems
agree.
like a cool enough guy.
I mean, the kid makes dope records, when he locked in. I understand what, Terry's talking about.
He did a record with Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy.
Word?
Yeah, it just dropped. I think the Gominator just mentioned it in the chat, but it's like Seth MacFarlane's like singing like Frank Sinatra on the song.
Oh, really?
It's super interesting.
Today.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Kinda.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sleep on that. I don't know what that is. But no, Joe Budden been hating a lot, man. Like he been
screaming
2 or 3 weeks in a row, man.
Because that's what he does. And
he said the media media picks on him because of his opinions, and I'm like, fam, some of the stuff that you say on your podcast,
first of all,
nationally known,
we hate.
Fam. We definitely hate. We're gonna hate some more tonight.
Mm-hmm. Look, we're like an inception of hate. We hate on the people who are hating.
Yeah.
It's like if you hold hate up to a mirror and then there's another mirror and the hate reflects in on itself.
To Lone's point earlier when you were talking about, we got some people that's rocking with us in the comments. That's kind of holding up the new old head shield. That's good. Like in the midst of the 155 negative comments, you got like maybe 6 or 8.
Most people that aren't going to say anything unless they hate it anyway.
Yeah.
So
true.
Like
true. That's true. That's true.
Negative comments is what drive the internet. People have to understand that before they get in their feelings.
I love it when somebody get in their feelings and go on a soliloquy. That makes sense to me because you cared enough.
Look, I'm waiting. You know what the highest compliment would be if somebody said that we the feds.
That would be great.
They said I was a snitch.
Yeah, we on our way.
Yeah,
we are on our way.
Terry already done told, according to our fans.
According to them.
Yeah.
Snitch culture.
Yeah, I logged in on Monday and I was looking up something to show one of my students on TikTok, and I clicked on something. I was like, oh man, we got plus comments on TikTok.
Did you whisper it like that
to myself? I was just like, oh, I don't want to look at these.
Yo, I try to.
I mean, it's like every day because I'm not logged into that account intentionally because I don't want the notifications. And so every once in a while I'll go and look at it and be like, all right.
I mean, I look at it this way, man. In today's media space or social media space or whatever creative space, we just know that, and it's unfortunate, but negativity is what drives. I don't know, every interaction, everything
gets the people going.
You know what I'm saying, like if we just get on here and talk about all the stuff that we've done throughout our careers or what experience that we have, it's just not going to drive anything. But if Jay Moore goes to a 7-Eleven to beat somebody up, we might get 300 or 400 views. I mean, 300 or 400 comments.
First of all, is there a 7-Eleven around here? We just be going around beating somebody up.
Technically, all the speedways are 7-Elevens now.
Yeah, I mean, on the low, we could technically say that, couldn't we?
Yeah. So if I'm gonna but I need somebody to follow me with a camera and maybe have some theme music, and I just randomly pick somebody up. I
could score it.
Trying to
Lone could definitely score it.
Get a Red Bull or Monster Energy drink out and be like, hey.
Remember what happened with that?
No,
Twisted
that's
Tea?
not the score.
Remember what happened with that Twisted Tea like a year ago?
Yeah, you remember old boy?
Old boy had to smack that man.
He deserves an award every year.
He deserves to have a
straight
supply.
Up. Yeah,
a lifetime supply.
They should
of
lace him
tea.
all year the way he slapped
the funniest
old boy.
one, because they will take it and flip it into something else, is when they took it and turned the Twisted Tea going to his face into the beginning of Ants Marching by
Dude was like, smack me, and then after he got slapped, he jumped on him. He was like, okay. I was like, yeah, bro.
His brain was still processing the smack.
Shorty that was recording, like, you got what you deserve, sir.
Yeah.
You got what you deserved. Man, he's the GOAT for slapping dudes.
I mean, if only life was normally like this.
100%, man. T went everywhere, man. That was dope.
That was a closed can.
No, I'm talking about when he slapped him, it opened up like it sprayed everywhere. And his friend was like, "All right, man, he's had enough. He's had enough.
I'll
had enough.
I'll tell you when he's had enough.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when he's had enough,
man.
Start T-boarding him.
No. Make me go back in and get another one. He better sit down somewhere.
Hey, real quick. Did you see somebody interviewed Silk the Shocker about saying
being
that
on
he was
the worst
rappers list? And it was super funny because he's like, man, yeah, because I don't rap I rap in key, I don't rap to the beat. So one of the comments was like, he can't even reply on beat.
You got people who making lists who's irrelevant. Like,
all right, man, let me play this. This is Talib, Kweli, and Masta Ace talking about the best year in hip hop, in their opinion.
1988. This is the year that you graduated from University of Rhode Island, so your life is beginning. To me, this is the best year of hip hop.
I agree.
So I'm going to list the albums. I just Googled it real quick.
It's a lot.
So that In Control comes out 88 or 89?
88.
So 88, the Symphony comes out. Straight Outta Compton, Long Live the Kane, Strictly Business, EPMD, By All Means Necessary, Boogie Down Productions, Critical Beatdown, Ultramagnetic, Takes a Nation $1 Million to Hold Us Back, Public Enemy, Great Adventures of Slick Rick, Follow the Leader, Eric B. and Rakim, Straight Out the Jungle, Jungle Brothers, Light as a Rock, MC Light, Going Off, Rest in Peace, Bismarcky, In Full Gear, Stetsasonic, He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, Fresh Prince, Jazzy Jeff, Power, Ice-T, Tougher Than Leather, Run DMC, Easy Does It, Easy E, Life is Too Short, Born to Be Wild, MC Shan, Act a Fool, King T, Salt with a Deadly Pepper, Salt and Pepper, Girls I Got 'Em Locked, Super Lover C, Casanova Rud, Too Hype, Kid and Play, Let's Get It Started, MC Hammer. I mean, I could go on and on and on. That's the foundation of the best hip hop that's ever created. Just that 1 year.
You hit me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come to you first. You hit me with a response as to they might have a point or they might be onto something.
They
now,
might have a point.
Here's my question, or here's my comment, right? When Kweli said the foundation of hip hop, that's what resonated with me in terms of the albums that he named as it relates to the foundation of what hip hop would turn into and what it will become.
Absolutely.
That's the part where I was like, you know what? He might be on to something.
He might be on to something.
Is that where you were going with? Is that what triggered you when you heard it?
Because when I think about that, because I always knew those came out around that time. I didn't realize they all came out the same year. So I've always considered like 90.
I'm about to pull up a year that I had in mind.
Okay. I want to say 94, 95, and 98.
Okay.
As the best year of releases. Is what I've always considered the best year of releases.
Okay.
So now when I hear the 88 listing.
That list is crazy.
That's crazy. It's like you have to respect that because a lot of those albums that came out that year were classic albums, classic old school albums at that you can still listen to right now and they still would sound good.
They said
now, all of them won't, but there's a good amount of the ones that he named that still hold up and sound good to this day. So
I'm looking at it from a trendsetter standpoint too, for some of those albums paved the way for a lot of stuff. We always hear people talk about gangster rap. I think Ice-T, you know what I'm saying? I think that, but
Power was one of them. And
you think about, with NWA and the lane that they created, and then you think about, Public Enemy and the lane that they created. All these lanes were created based off a lot of the albums that they was talking about. Absolutely. I never looked at it like that. So that's why I don't think this comment is, necessarily
it's not far-fetched at all.
It's not.
That's what I'm saying. It makes it a conversation. When you
100%,
when you think about all of those albums that he named, when you compare it to what I would consider the golden age of hip hop, which would be like 94 to 98. Essentially,
that's what we would call it.
Exactly,
right?
But a lot of people would consider 88
to like 92 or 93.
Yeah, because
I've heard that too.
The Chronic came out in 92.
Right. Doggy Style was 93.
93,
right?
Yep.
What you think, Jay, when you hear Kweli and Masta Ace talk about that?
There's an argument to be made.
Okay.
But, I always think about 1996.
That's the year I just pulled up.
So I'm looking at the score.
Okay.
ATLiens.
Okay.
Reasonable Doubt. All Eyes on Me.
Yep.
Muddy Waters. Hell on Earth. Philadelphia Half-Life. UGK Riding Dirty. Nas, It Was Written. Stakes is High.
Yes.
De La Soul. Don Illuminati. The 7 Day Theory.
Iron Man.
Hardcore. Beats Rhymes Life, which I think is underrated.
Yes.
Introducing by DJ Shadow. Nocturnal, Helter Skelter.
Yes. Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, if you're from the South, I can see where you would. Hall of Game by E40. Come on now.
The Dogfather. Well, we
we
we're not including the.
Well, we gonna count the Coming. Busta Rhymes.
The Coming, definitely.
Oh, definitely. You know, the Storm by OGC.
Legal Drug Money.
Yes, sir.
You know, so you could make it. Look, sometimes when you go through these years, you could go through any of these years.
Yeah.
And you've pulled 10 records, you'd be like, ooh, that was the year.
But what I understand.
But I understand where like the foundation,
though.
like, come on now, even people who you might wind up not liking, like you cannot. Even with Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him.
Come on, man.
I've been at parties.
It's cap if you don't understand
where
that.
somebody said, you know, I'm just going to go for mine and play. Let's get it started.
Let's go.
And it got started.
Yeah,
facts.
Absolutely.
You know,
facts.
And this is
it does what it's supposed to do.
You know, and it was such a diversity. You know, you talking about Eazy-E.
Yep.
And Rakim.
Yep.
Then Salt and Pepper.
Public Enemy.
And even when you talk about Kid and Play's first album, their debut.
Too hype.
You know, I mean, you want to talk about like 4 or 5 records off of there that move the crowd. And, you know, some of them still move the crowd.
I was about to say, I don't DJ. I'm not in the clubs anymore, but I guarantee you
ain't
Kid
in the
Play
club?
got rappers. No,
you don't know who plays in the club?
Nah, I'm not.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I know one thing. Kid and Play probably, unless I'm tripping, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but they got records that'll still ring off.
Yeah, they got some.
There are certain say you play Getting Funky or Last Night.
What's my joint? Fun House.
Rolling with Kid and Play.
Rolling with Kid and Play.
Yeah,
Fun House. All them joints is them cold. Yeah, those are cold. It's funny that you said 90.
Still got stuff that'll go.
96. It's funny that you said 96 because that's the year I had pulled up. I also pulled up 98. But now that I look at 98,
98 just had one incredible week that was.
But I don't think it's on par with 96.
It might not be on par with. I knew sometimes the 90s, the late 90s get a little clouded because there was a whole lot of stuff, real good stuff coming out at that time.
You know, and also I run.
Any year Outkast dropped though was good to me.
Talk to him.
I run 95 and 96 and kind of together because I was my freshman year of college, and you know, music really marks time. So
true.
You know, in that. Whatever 9 months that you're, you know, for your 2 semesters to split up, you know, I got Do or Die.
I mean, but
I also got, you know, Only Built for Cuban Links. You know,
these are iconic records.
You know, so like that 90, if you know that first and second semester, you know, you mess around and wouldn't get your laundry done buying CDs.
I will say this though, to go towards 98. When you talk about Aquemini, Talib and Mos Def, 400 Degrees, Juvenile,
Hard Knock Life,
Miseducation, Lauryn Hill, Flesh of My Flesh, DMX, Pieces of a Man, AZ, Soul Survivor, Pete Rock, As Dark as Hell and Hell is Hot.
I still can't give it to 98 over 96.
Nah, I wouldn't. Now that I'm looking at it,
I feel you. I'm just saying.
It was some heat.
Yeah, let's just go through some of the heat. That's all I'm saying. Rhythmism, DJ Quick,
Bobby Digital,
Element of Surprise, E40. I listen to that. I don't care if y'all
My
got
homies.
I honestly
Volume
feel like
2,
96
Jay-Z.
do got 98 though.
I agree. I'm not with 96 got heat.
Yeah.
96 got heat. Lone, what you think, man, in terms of
I think you can make an argument for every single year.
Oh, okay.
Up to a certain point.
It depends what we're talking about. If we're talking about the foundation, then that's like completely different.
Yeah,
that
98
that 88 was serious. Foundation.
Let me play devil's advocate, right?
With what?
I'm talking about as you relate what I'm saying is when you talk about foundation, right? That's the biggest part of it, but Jay Moore also mentioned this foundation plus classic albums. I don't think the albums were classic because they were founding albums. They were just great albums that happened to be founding albums, if that makes sense.
I don't know. It's before my time. So I can't have a real true, opinion on this, but what I would say is like everything that you guys have talked about and everything that you have mentioned, those are foundational pieces that have spawned and laid the blueprint for a lot of other stuff. Because for a long time, I mean, there's a certain level of 80s music to where 80s hip hop where I'm not going to call it corny, but there's like a shift that happened. And
88 is probably that year.
And I think 88 is that year.
There's a line of demarcation to where like, okay, we're all going to wear Kangles and like
it was still finding out
what
the rhyme patterns was very specific.
Rakim came out and it was like, well, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it was like
shout out to 𝐀𝐿 too.
That happened and then things changed. It like opened up. We started seeing a lot more variation, a lot more different styles.
Yeah,
I would say you're always seeing different styles, but I would say like a lot more.
Yes,
it was like the tree branches were like really.
People weren't dressing the same.
It was different.
Also, Yo MTV Raps hit.
Yeah,
that's a good point too. Yeah.
But
So
if we're
that
gonna make,
changed a
but if we're gonna
lot.
make an argument for the just simply best hip hop albums, I think every single year, even up to 2023, we can make an argument of 10 albums or even 20 albums that are great every single year that can compete with every other year. If you're gonna talk about from a standpoint of like what people necessarily like and are popular, maybe not. But if we're talking about great, yeah.
So the years that I consider
Hip-hop
those
hasn't
years
gotten-
are the years that actually shift something. So like that's why I believe when
96
he
is a
brought up
powerful
88,
year.
I feel like okay,
Yeah.
this makes sense. And
For sure.
to what you just said,
Yeah.
there was a point where things changed.
Yeah.
There was a shift in 88. In the 90s, things were shifting all over. It was like an earthquake in the late 90s.
True.
Because it was just shifting all over the place.
There's also a shift
Everybody
in
was-
accessibility.
Yeah, everybody was dropping really good albums. I hate to sound like the old dude that feels like a lot of people don't care
That's
now.
what we do here.
That's
But,
exactly what we do here.
I mean, that's kind of what it is. I feel like people don't put together albums, so to speak, anymore.
today, it's
and
not
even
even
back
close.
then,
What they
there
do.
was we didn't have the opportunity to buy an album and hear it first, so we got burnt. Unfortunately, on a lot of times having to buy an album and be like, this is trash.
The art of war.
But we would write people off.
Don't do that.
Immediately after it's trash, but I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's almost like if you got some singles that are ring off, you can keep going.
I guess again, I would still say it just depends on where you're looking because if we're talking strictly commercially, yeah, okay, I get the argument. But if we're talking about just if we sit down and we're like, all right, what are the 20 greatest hip hop projects that came out every single year,
Right.
not in reference to how many people like them.
Yeah.
I think that argument, you know,
that's
and
different. Yeah.
I feel like that argument can be made across the board, but
That's a bringing down the band thing, though.
right, which we are.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I like that.
you know what I mean? So I took it there intentionally because I feel like that's something that this argument gets overlooked a lot of times. We're paying attention to like, don't get me wrong, I understand what the argument is, but it's like hip hop has only gotten better in my opinion.
Bro, you tweeted something and I retweeted earlier today.
Victory lap.
Yes. And I believe, I don't want to misquote you. You said something to the effect of that was one of the...
That's since that came out, that's been my favorite hip hop album.
What year
that
did
has
Victory
dropped
Lap come
since
out?
Victory Lap.
2018.
Was it 2018?
It's been my personal favorite. And it doesn't mean that they haven't had good projects that have come out since then, but that one is really good.
When you said that, I thought about, because I love that record. I think it's got one of the best intros or first tracks or whatever you want to call it ever in hip hop. 2018. I thought about what you said and I'm like, he's right.
I didn't even say it to be right. I just said it's just my it's just my personal opinion.
It jogged my memory to think as it relates to records that have come out since then or since that point.
Yeah.
And it's right, it's there. Like whatever you want to put in there from between now and
really good album.
It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. That is a very good project, top to bottom.
But I feel like again, you know, like we could very much dig deep on every year and come up with 20 amazing albums that could bracket against any other year. From a hip hop standpoint, maybe not from a pop commercial
success standpoint.
Which, you know,
dig it.
and I think
I'm not mad at that.
Again, I'm kind of pivoting the conversation a little bit, but to your point, back to the original comment, I can't really disagree with what Kweli and Masta were talking about.
Yeah, like when I heard it, I'm thinking to myself, because when Terry sent it to me, I initially was like, all right, man, let me see what they're talking about. Is this just gonna try to hold up for the OGs, or is it a legit argument? And listening to it, I'm like I wasn't turned off by that. It's not like some of these Millie Mail comments is floating around. It wasn't that. They actually justified everything that they said, and the argument was articulated correctly, in my opinion, or done where I could actually rock with it. And it made sense to me. So I'm not mad at that, man. Like, it makes me want to go back and listen to some of those records just to kind of revisit. I've heard them, but, in the context of what they're talking about, let me go back and listen to some of these joints and understand how important these records were. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the time frame and time period.
I mean, like, because I was 10, 11.
Right.
But this is also when I first started. I knew hip hop was going to be my thing somewhere, way or another.
Right.
Right. And I was one of those kids that, like, especially during the summertime, Yum TV raps would come on in the morning. Yep. And then like they'd rerun it in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I know what order the video is going to come on. So I can either tape them or I'll be like, okay, I definitely want to stick in for like 4:30 to 4:40 because they're going to play this Kid and Play and then they're going to play this Gangstar. You know, so like that's you know, I guess that's what you can say. I was obsessed with the music. Like, you know, Transformers have been canceled and it got replaced with Chuck D and LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shout out to Optimus Prime and them, but you know, like I found a suitable replacement.
I'm gonna give y'all before we pivot. I'm gonna give you a sleeper year, 2005, late registration.
It's too late. What are we talking about?
I'm just saying that we ain't mentioned 2005. That's all I was wondering.
I mean, you talking about just like a good year?
Yeah, just a good year.
I thought you meant like a foundational year.
No.
We're long past that.
No, I'm talking about to your point, actually, when you talk about you can just pull a year. So 2005, late registration, Kanye, B by Common, the documentary The Game, Carter 2, Lil Wayne, The Becoming Beanie Siegel, the Minstrel Show, Little Brother, The Massacre, 50 Cent, Jeezy Thug Motivation 101. You know what I'm saying? So to Lone's point,
Trill Bun B.
To Lone's point, you can really Monkey Bars, Sean Price. You can really start going through here and seeing some joints where it goes right in line with what Lone is talking about. You can pull a year and actually find some heat. Like those are incredible records that we just talked about. Just randomly, that's just at the top of the list. I didn't even continue to go down. So that's
because
a good point.
It starts getting a little shaky once
it
you
do get spooky.
Yeah.
534 Memphis Bleak. Y'all remember that one?
Nope.
I remember the secret track on there.
Well, yeah.
Dear Summer.
Dear Summer was cold. Lone, do you remember
Nope.
The Naked Truth by Lil Kim? You remember that?
No.
I remember they gave it 5 mics and
in the source.
That's when you know.
You gotta be ashamed.
Yeah, be like the mics really don't mean anything anymore.
What the game's been missing?
How do you think Benzino feels that his daughter is having a better rap career than he?
I hope he's happy for
Coyle Ray.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
See,
you tripping because she associated with Benzino, ain't you?
Had no idea.
Yeah.
All right.
She's having a better rap career than her dad.
It's already over with though. Like it's a wrap.
Well, she's already got a better rap career.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's over for
she
her.
doesn't have to do anything else.
She don't have to do nothing else, and she's already better than
yeah, because
Benzino.
it wasn't him giving himself 4.5 mics in this.
Well, I guess
she doesn't have that benefit. She's had that.
She had that privilege. That's why we're here. Okay.
But
don't do that. Don't.
No,
I mean it could be. There's some truth behind it. Though.
I mean,
I
wondered where she came from.
But she said that they have an estranged relationship. That they really don't deal with each other.
All right,
like
so maybe
that.
I'm wrong.
That's probably why
I don't
she's a
hate
good
everything she does, but
probably why she's a good artist.
Is she?
Yeah, because she ain't deal with him.
Look, I don't know of any songs by her that I like. But
she got a couple records,
but
though.
she seemed no. She's got.
She don't make songs for us.
No, she doesn't. That's the reason why I'm like I'm not tripping off of it. Like it's cool. Yeah, she's doing her thing.
Benzino didn't make songs for us either.
He ain't never make songs.
He tried. That's the whole thing.
He tried so hard. Like that Made Men album. If you look at like the features, like he tried so hard.
Coyle Ray is the least likable.
Yeah, Benzino's not likable.
Like she's cool. I just don't like her music.
She got a couple joints long. That's all.
All right, I believe you.
Got more joints than Sleepers by Big Pooh in 2005.
I don't think so. Big Pooh Sleeper is pretty fire.
Yeah.
Is it? I gotta go back and revisit
front to back.
Big Pooh last album was fire. This most recent.
People maybe that's why I call it Sleepers, but it is. Sleepers is good.
You know what?
Sleepers
I'm probably being disrespectful.
Yeah, you are.
I am. I'm. You know what? I'm gonna accept that. I'm being disrespectful because Sleepers definitely had heat on it. I'm being disrespectful. You're right. All right.
You don't know.
For sure, don't know.
Baby, we don't need you.
Little Puerto Rican judo.
Puerto Rican judo.
Well, you don't know.
Perhaps we can shout out the
I let Puerto Rican. I just talked about Peter Guns and Lord Tariq.
And how they publish in trash. You tell them how the trash publishing?
I mean, I have one of my classes in like the amateur stage, so it's like they're talking. A lot of the questions are like we're talking about sampling right now, and so that gets brought up and how Steely Dan owns
100% of the publishing and songwriting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
hanging in
no money for you.
It's like, can I still sample?
Yeah, you can.
But
if it blow,
get it clear.
They coming.
Yeah, better get your attorneys and everything right.
That's the father and son. I didn't know Corey Guns was Peter Guns, as I should have known. It's like a cartoon character.
Yeah,
Peter Guns and Corey Guns.
Corey Guns raps. His dad is a
rapper and a hip hop
as a reality star.
There we go.
He's the first man to actually turn a hoe into a housewife on national TV.
He's the host of Cheaters now too, right?
Yeah, he got. If anybody should have got that gig, it was him.
He's a pioneer out here. Right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
All right.
You mad at him?
Is the housewife Corey Guns' wife or mom?
No.
Like, he got like a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
How does he?
Corey Guns, the one we know.
He out here sowing his royal oats.
I got you.
Yeah.
He definitely out here.
He's out here like a Baratheon.
A Baratheon. I'm laughing because I know what you're talking about.
That was a no.
Couple of tavern wenches to warm our beds tonight.
No. If you know, you know.
Yeah. One of those things.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com. What's up?
Appreciate y'all as always. Shout out to the chat as well, man. The chat is appreciate you when you're in here. Like to have on you. That's 2 out of the last 3.
Looking like the coach.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle. He definitely like Rick Carlisle. So let's get. That's not what Rick. That's not what Rick Carlisle sound like.
Come on, guys, let's go.
He probably does some days.
We're gonna. This is his voice because he's been screaming all the time. Pass the ball to Tyrese. Tyrese gonna bring it up. Ben can go over here next week.
Is that your impression basically of every white basketball coach ever? Who needs more effort out of his guys?
I'm mad he just said, Ben can go over here. Just get Ben out of the way.
Hey, yo, Red Huggers, get your people, man.
Sorry.
All right, man.
That's pretty good.
So let's talk Spotify, man. Spotify has come up with a new program for their artists.
Hooray!
And, you know, I didn't say hooray when I read this, but maybe I should have. But
No, you shouldn't have.
No, probably not.
They got a new program called the Discovery Mode program.
Payola.
Wasn't one of them companies trying to do something like that before a payola type scheme?
Probably Spotify, to be honest.
Probably was.
Spotify be out here making adjustments.
I don't even really mess with Spotify.
Well, they got a new program called the Discovery Mode program, and it offers artists a chance to receive more exposure on a streaming platform in exchange for lower royalty rates. Don't do that.
So you're going to give me less money?
Yeah, you're going to give me less money.
More exposure, but less money.
Exposure points.
So,
yes.
You know, I can't pay.
It sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Well, it says through the Spotify.
I can't pay the light bill with exposure.
Check this out though. Through the Spotify for Artists tool, artists and labels enter their primary songs into discovery mode and add them to the platform's algorithms that determine personalized listening sessions. Spotify will monitor how listeners are engaging with the particular song and provide a detailed analysis. So basically, they out here in these streets on the back end.
Stealing,
looking to see how people respond to records.
Is this manned by like an actual person? Like, is a person like
probably AI?
That I don't know. It might be some AI type stuff. That I don't know. It says while labels can continue to access Discovery Mode through our team, I'm excited that Discovery Mode is now available directly within Spotify for artists today. This is Joe Hadley, as the streamer's global head of artist partnerships and audience. Said this via Billboard. Now thousands of independently distributed artists and labels have access to Discovery Mode. So what do you think about this, Lone? Saying we're going to take some of your bread away, but give you more quote unquote looks on the back end and feed you feedback. Scam or?
Yeah, scam.
Absolutely.
Scam? Go ahead, Lone. Scam?
Yeah, 100%.
Why you say scam so easy?
It's payola.
Okay.
It's payola for it's capitalism.
I was waiting on that.
I mean, think about it. Spotify is saying, hey, we have this new thing where it's not taking any other manpower to do the thing that we're doing.
Right.
Yes.
But we're going to take money away from you. And where's that money going? Where's the money that you're already not making enough of because they're already a low payout streaming platform as it is.
Right.
So we're going to take even more money away for you and give you discovery, which is something that they should just do in general.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bar. That's a bar.
So it's like, hey, we're gonna package this up really cleverly and really
pretty.
Make it sound different.
It's gonna be really cute. We're gonna call it Discovery Mode, while at the same time it's super contentious and it's like it's trash. So it's like, no, man, like just like
you ain't going for the okie doke. It sounds like
no, and nobody should. Like, well, I'm not saying. Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying nobody should. Maybe it will help some people, but the whole idea of it is absolutely nonsense.
Let me play,
because if enough people
hold on real quick, Jay. Let me
exactly.
Let me play devil's advocate, and I'm coming right to you, Jay.
Right.
So there's a comment that was pulled from Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Before you go off, and this person said, "I'm someone who has benefited from Spotify's Discovery Mode before it was public. I'm also someone who is now comfortably a full-time musician because of it. The lower royalty rate is nowhere near as bad as you think it is."
Piff Marty is the guy
Piff
that
Marty
said this.
is some guy that must have been
Mr. Piff Marty.
Biff.
The problem with that is that the royalty rate is as bad. It's just you're used to it being bad.
Yeah.
And this makes it worse in general.
But Long, how you gonna tell him he ain't come up though?
Well, when you're used to eating bread and water, then
it's irrelevant.
Is it? A little Kool-Aid packet in your water might taste a little better.
I thought the program was to enhance the artist, right? Or to help the artist. If he came up,
that's good. So what you're saying that this one anecdote from this one person that came up using this program, right?
Marty. We don't know who Piff Marty is.
That's a small sample size. It could be a bot, low key, somebody that they put on to post this.
Of course, it's somebody they put on to say it. Come on, I'm sorry, I don't have.
I mean, from the beginning, it said this is one person who had access to it before anybody else did.
Okay. Why did Piff Marty? How did you get access to it? Somebody pulled you to the side and come on now.
I'm not mad.
Come on, it'd be one thing if everybody had access to it at the same time.
Yeah.
And Piff Marty paid his money and got on a plate, whatever it is.
And actually went through the program.
And then all of a sudden, you can't escape Piff Marty on all these platforms. I don't even know who this is. That sounds like that sounds like somebody would make up. Hey, you know the kids are like Piff Marty.
Let me look up Piff Marty.
He's an AI artist. He's not real.
I'm about to look up Piff Marty on Twitter.
It's Biff from Back to the Future son.
I'm
about to look him up. I'm looking him up right now. Go ahead, Long.
Piff Marty.
This is capitalist exploitation, and I'm not with it.
Piff and then Marty McFly.
Yeah,
Piff Marty.
Come on,
I'm about to look
it
him up right
it
now.
really sounds
Biff?
like something somebody made up at
about to rain on Jay Moore's parade. Okay, so Piff Marty,
he's got
4,980 followers. He says his life
4,900.
Don't do that. 300.
That could be significant to
4,009. It's more than me.
Is that enough for you to
followers.
stop working?
It depends if they're real supporters.
He's from New York.
If they are real, then yes.
You live in New York and you only got 4,000 followers.
He got a Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, SoundCloud.
So do we.
Come on, let's get on the Piff Marty program.
Microphone dropped.
I'm gonna click on the Spotify real quick. I'm gonna just check some of these numbers real quick.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not even. I don't even want to even. Cool. If it helped. no, for real. Like if it helped him.
116 followers, following 13.
He's got 116 followers on
Piff
Spotify.
Marty, this is not work for you.
On Spotify?
Yeah,
honestly,
come on, man.
Piff Marty should want to go up to Spotify
Piff
and
Marty
start
is
whooping
lying.
ass. This sounds like nothing. Come on,
man.
How many monthly?
He has 116 followers.
I didn't say it like that, bro.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. He's a playlist.
Red August over there
now,
looking at us
his
like
monthly
we
listeners
dissing
could have
Piff
gone
Marty.
up. But I guess to this, his monthly listeners could have gone up, even if they don't follow him.
That's all I'm saying.
Piff Marty, I'm calling hogwash.
But at the same time, but let's not again. I can't get away from the fact that, yes, within this mode of exploitation,
Okay.
people can come up.
Yeah.
It's possible, right?
Yeah.
But let's not take it away from the fact that regardless, across the board, this is still exploitation, and Spotify is exploiting artists even more.
I can't argue with that.
Sorry.
I can't argue with that part.
Argue with
Jay Mars disgusting.
Put on my Piff Marty mixtape.
Piff Marty don't even have his face on his.
He's got
It's
some,
just a P.
Give me this, man.
Are we sure that's the right Piff Marty?
Oh, it's definitely at Piff Marty. Hey.
All right.
Piff Marty, you're full of hogwash.
That's him.
I call shenanigans on Piff Marty.
At Piff_Marty. That's him.
So do we have any actual real pictures of Piff? Is he just a random person that commented?
No, there's a picture. This is Piff Marty. There's a picture of him.
Oh, shouts to Piff.
Yeah,
that is like if you Google random black man in the park.
Don't do that. We're gonna give Piff Marty his flowers. This is Piff Marty.
No, we're not gonna give Piff Marty.
I'm gonna give him to him. I'm gonna give Piff Marty his flowers.
Do you know what?
That's an AI image, man.
This is not an AI image. This is
his hands. Show me his hands.
No, this is Piff Marty.
Because did we talk about this on the show where like some like you like somebody put into like Google tall black guy.
Yeah.
And to use them for like a political ad or something, and they don't realize there's actually an artist named Tall Black Guy, and we know him. That's what they did with Piff Marty.
Piff Marty is a Mid-Journey
Piff Marty
experience.
is a stock image.
Piff Marty is not a stock image. Piff Marty is an actual person and the guy.
Do we know this for sure though?
Unless this is
you really taking up for Piff Marty.
I'm trying. Somebody got to take up for
Are
it.
you on the Spotify take?
No. He must have made some beats for him.
Oh my God, man!
Hey,
listen.
look, but back to what I was saying. If this has worked out for Piff Marty, great.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say that stuff like this won't be beneficial to some people, but within this benefit, there's a lot of exploitation. And what happens is when we see these little wins, we're like, okay, well, maybe it is a good thing. When no, the entire system is rigged. And I'm not going away from that. So
this whole story makes me wish we could cuss on this show.
Yeah.
Well, look, man.
A broken clock is wrong at least twice a day, or actually right twice a day. So
yeah, mess around and let Piff Marty have it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I hope Piff
Shout
comes.
out to Piff Marty.
Look,
how much do you have to pay? Does it say what are the rates?
All I know is my boy came up.
Is he just a commenter on the thread?
They shared his. They shared his
quote.
Oh, they shared.
They shared his.
They shared his quote.
So my boy came up from whatever level he was on. He came up based off this system. So, hey, what Lone said is correct. I'm just saying this out here helping artists, Lone. That's all I'm saying.
Is it? Is it though?
Piff Marty came up.
Yeah. Okay. So
he did not come up, man. It's hogwash.
What you mean? He told you what happened.
He did not. He's a liar.
Red August. Piff Marty came up.
He said he ain't real.
I wish y'all could have seen the disgust in Red August's face. Shout out to the homie Piff Marty. You might as well now.
He's not your homie. You don't even know him.
You think he AI low key, don't you?
Nah, you calling him your homie. You don't know that guy.
Hey man.
So again,
keep going, Piff.
But again, to the point that I'm going to keep driving home off of this is that like even though he says that he is somebody that has benefited, under this system, people can come up.
Thank you. That's all I'm looking for, Lone. That's all I'm looking for.
But if we're going to talk about the percentages, and if we're going to talk about if they come up at the behest of exploitation that they're still a part of, imagine if he could have come up but still kept his same royalty rate.
That's a good point.
Because what is Spotify really losing off of this?
That's a good point.
Because they already don't pay people enough.
Can't argue with that.
But also,
so it's like
Spotify doesn't make any money.
Yeah, they don't. So to me, it's two separate. We're talking about two separate things here. Mm-hmm. And so, like the fact that he benefited from it, I think that's great. But I don't think that they need to add another pay wall in between the fact of what they're doing. It's not helping artists at all. That's not helping artists.
I ain't mad at that. That's
I'm not going.
I'm not going. What if Piff Marty is?
Here you go again. Here you go.
He's real.
He is real.
And he come to Black Expo.
See.
He gonna come.
And he gonna come over here and fight everybody.
He looking for
Piff Marty got a whole crew from Brooklyn and
Let me see where he from, man.
So you know what? We'll be like, well, you're real.
Yeah. You don't say.
Boy, if he see this, he gonna thank us.
If he come to the Black Expo, it won't be because they invited him to perform. He be showing. He just show up trying.
What if in the next couple months Piff Marty becomes that guy?
Well, we'll see.
Well, then
I won't be mad
then we
at
can
him.
say we were the first to talk about
That's
Piff Marty
really a good
podcast.
Hey, thank you. Because Terry swear he ain't coming to the Black Expo to perform. He might have a stage for all I know.
All right.
So
be right there with Kid Capri at the
he
white
might
party.
be there with Frankie Beverly and Maja for all I know.
Hey, if it's some of the local cats that I know ain't performing at Black Expo and y'all got Piff Marty performing, there's something wrong, terribly wrong with that picture.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Piff Marty is probably better than a lot of the artists.
Now you gonna take up for Piff Marty like that?
I am, man.
We got some
this is how
talented people here.
This is how people do. People you don't even know.
That's him. Okay.
Look, I'm not mad at Piff Marty.
I'm glad he came up at the end of the day. As a creative, I'm glad he came up. I'm not gonna be that person. I'm glad he came up.
This could have been any number of artists that exist in the world, and he just happened to.
I'm glad my boy came up. He came up a little bit.
I don't care. I don't care about Piff Marty. In the general part of this conversation is not about him, and I feel
it's really not about him at the end.
He's a distraction. So
it's just unfortunately he had his name caught. Like Piff Marty.
They put him out. They put him out there. Yeah. They put him out there. So
shouts to Piff Marty, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, shout out to him.
You know what, Piff Marty, we ain't got nothing against you, bro.
We don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just don't think you're telling the truth.
We just want you
tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
We want you to get your rates.
No, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, like
I look at these rates. I know these rates.
I know you know the numbers to the T. Like, pay that man if the system work. Pay him.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to say. It is what it is.
Can't wait till he comes.
Spotify tripping.
I can't wait till he comes to the Black Expo.
He's not coming. To hypotheticals.
I can't wait till he comes to the Black Expo.
Where would he go even if he came to the Black Expo? Where would he go?
Opening up for Frankie Beverly and Maze.
See, listen.
You almost
how
cursed
foolish you
exactly. You got, like I said, you almost going to get us to cuss on this show.
Yeah.
We're trying to do the right thing.
I actually was trying to get you to cuss when I said
I was about to.
Piff Marty opening up for confunction.
Yeah. He's not even doing the free concert.
Y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh wait. Piff Marty's out here. He's out here doing he's out here on YouTube Shorts, making shorts. He's out here. He's got 11,000 or almost 12,000 subscribers.
That's not Spotify though.
No, but that's dope though on YouTube though.
True.
That's dope on YouTube though.
I mean, what I'm saying is this, he's somebody out here doing his thing. So
that's
cool.
Good.
But again, my entire argument is I don't care about him. Like, it's not about him. It's about
the system.
It's about
a system that's rigged against
Shout out to my man with them subscribers though. That mean he doing something right.
Yo, you know what? Look, I'm gonna follow. What's his name?
I'm about to follow him.
I'm gonna follow him. Shout out.
Piff Marty TV.
Piff Marty, don't think that we just in here just talking crazy.
Yeah, we ain't talking about you. We talking about the Spotify situation.
Like you know what? Everybody who enjoys this show, let's support Piff Marty. Let's make it a real thing.
Don't watch the clip and don't see the part where we say shout out to him.
I'm definitely gonna cut it out because it's gonna work.
Well, so much
I'm gonna
for that.
see if I can find a clip that just makes you just
look bad.
Make it look like you just capping for Piff Marty.
At least put the confunction part in there if you're gonna keep everything.
Did y'all see The Whale?
Cut it out, man.
Have y'all seen The Whale?
I need to watch it. I want to watch it.
I haven't watched it.
Is it a movie?
Yeah, the Brendan Fraser.
Is that the one? Where
that's what he won an Oscar for?
Yeah.
It's been like you can't watch it unless I don't have Apple, so I wasn't able to watch it.
Did y'all see?
Everything All at Once?
I think it's a great movie. I have heard
Everything All at Once is a great movie.
I thought it was great.
I thought who's in that movie?
The Angela Bassett gets snubbed.
Same person I know.
You know what?
Is it the A24 movie?
Yes.
Studio A24?
Yes.
Ain't it the one where it be switching up a whole lot?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I tried to watch it, but I didn't make it through.
No.
I can't afford Apple
say
TV or whatever.
No, it's on like Showtime or something now.
I can't afford that.
All right. Look.
A24 made the Whale too.
Oh, did they?
They also made a movie called Zola that didn't get nominated for anything that I think everybody should watch.
Oh, really?
I really thought Angela Bassett got played.
No, she didn't.
What?
Look, I want to be mad. But
it ain't about her being black. Now I'm talking about just
no. See, this is the thing. Like, I would have been mad if because this is how Hollywood does.
Okay.
If Jamie Lee Curtis was the only person to win an Oscar for the movie, and here's a movie full of Asian people. Centered around Asian people, and the only person you give an Oscar to is the white lady,
Jamie Lee Curtis,
who would be selling you yogurt with the bugs in it. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I would have been mad, but then Michelle Yeoh won.
Yeah,
and they won for best
director. I liked it.
It kind of swept the category, and it's going to be. And unfortunately, when you talk about art house versus these, a comic book movie.
Yeah. What was she up for? Black Panther?
Yeah.
Was it really that good?
I thought she did
a great job. She
did a great job.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the thing though.
Marvel
movies don't get nominated or win in these categories.
Remember,
unless
they gave the
costume
Oscar
design.
Green Book instead of Black Panther.
I'm just saying, man.
They win for costume design and stuff like that. They don't win for best movie.
But her in the actual role, if
she did
separated,
she
did good.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
She was the high.
Shouldn't we be able to take away the Marvel part and the whatever you want to think about?
I know, but
focus on the performance. Her performance was fire.
Have you seen Everything All at Once?
I've not yet.
Yeah,
So
I've seen
what
them
are
both.
we talking about?
I just know how good Angela Bassett was.
Exactly. It's super biased, right?
I've seen them
Might
both.
be. Yeah, maybe I'm biased.
And when I see that movie pretty much swept the Oscars,
okay,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Like, I don't know. Like,
I thought, and you know,
I'm gonna go watch it.
Good
I'm gonna go watch
job.
it.
You know, a lot of
watch it
people
now.
didn't say they didn't see the movie or whatever. I saw the movie. I thought it was because the only time I think Angela Bassett was really rock, she should have won for What's Love Got to Do with It.
I agree.
Okay.
She's a great actress.
Because she lost to like
should have
a
won for Betty Shabazz.
She could.
I'm not mad at that
Everybody
either.
in that movie should have won.
Agreed.
Because for What's Love, she lost to like a 9-year-old girl or something.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that wasn't right.
I guess I'm not with this whole.
She was fire in X.
I'm not with.
Fire.
I'm not with this
I
whole.
don't think it was. But she wasn't. She
was fire in X.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis's first Oscar as well, too, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
So what
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
believe
say is like I'm not with this whole culture of makeup Oscars, makeup award winning stuff. To me,
That's what they do.
That perpetuates everything anyway. So like, sure, is she a great actor? Yes, she is.
She's an actress.
She's an actor in general.
Well, you know the whole thing with she's an actor.
She's an actor.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
It's like saying female MC.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Gotcha.
So, but either way, she's great, and you know,
she is great
in general. But should she have won this? I don't know.
Think about how long it took.
I gotta watch the movie.
Think about how long it took for Martin Scorsese to win, and for all the fire that he put out.
There's still people that haven't won anything.
Yeah,
but this is what we talk
about.
about.
I don't like when people ride so hard. Like I had to unfollow OK Player because they were riding so hard. I was like, you guys are just.
I mean, that was just social
oh my God.
media. Period.
But this is why
that and Sierra's dress is all I've been hearing about.
Did you see that long?
Sierra's dress? No, I did not see that.
But this is why we had the conversation. Even when we talk about the Grammys, never let a statue tell you how nice you are. Shout out to Tribe Called Quest.
I like
because
that.
like I went down this like rabbit hole of watching 𝐀𝐿 videos, and then I looked up and I said, "Oh, let me see."
She never won anything.
She's won one. 𝐀𝐿 has one Grammy for Best New Artist. That's it.
It's a long time ago.
She's legendary.
She came out what 85.
That's what she.
Nobody sounds like 𝐀𝐿.
And then and all the fire that she's put out since then, and then when you think this is what's crazy. Jodeci, remember that run they had? They were never nominated for one Grammy.
That's crazy.
All the stuff,
and they shifted
all the
whole R&B energy.
All the records that we still play by Jodeci, and they didn't even think to nominate them.
That's crazy.
So that's why you can't get caught up in all this. I understand.
I agree with that.
Nas just won 2 years ago.
Yeah, Nas just won a Grammy.
Matter of fact, Nas's Grammy
Snoop still hasn't won.
Nas's Grammy might fall into the category of what Lone is talking about. What? How did you phrase it? Sympathy? Like
it's not. It's just like people.
I thought the project was
makeup.
good.
It's just it was good, but it's like everything is like making up for old times.
Nas should have been
and
one
stuff.
Grammy.
Like,
Snoop still ain't won one,
which is ridiculous.
You know, I think
Nas wasn't even nominated for Illmatic.
There's things like these award shows and awards in general. They're 100% biased, no matter how much bias they try to remove from them. And there's always going to be great art left off
because it's a machine.
Because it's a machine, and again, it's what are we promoting? We're promoting what sells the most at these award shows.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's capitalism.
Except, well, you know, but
didn't Driving Miss Daisy win Best Movie one year?
Did you like that movie Long?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh,
was that Morgan Freeman in it?
Yeah, he was driving Miss
Daisy. Black guy that was driving around a white lady. Yeah,
I don't know. I never
he was
seen
driving.
it.
You might watch. Go watch that one. And
no,
let me know how
because
you
the
feel
wild
about
thing
that.
is, and I think I brought this up before about how
maybe Color Purple or something
Driving Miss Daisy and Glory came out the same year.
No, it was Glory. Yeah,
and think about how
we like Glory.
Think about how Morgan Freeman sounded in Glory.
Yeah,
confident.
But think about how Morgan Freeman sounded in Driving Miss Daisy.
I think Lone will like
that. Is how bad.
Yeah, sir.
Gonna be a good old boy.
Was he like that the whole time?
That is yes. That's what it was, and that's because that's how bad America was.
What was his
our
character's
ass.
name in Driving Miss Daisy?
Hope.
I don't know.
I need a pair. You need a pair. We all need a pair.
In the Civil War,
You
he
need
was
some
asking
shoes?
for shoes. By the time it got to
shoes,
Jim
boy.
Crow, he could barely even talk.
Shoes, boy. Here's a pair. That's a pair.
I want to know how Morgan Freeman is still the same age 40 years later.
His character was named Hulk Coburn.
That was just. I think that's the boy, white folks.
Man. Oh, Hope.
Red August. Why you got a slave name like Hope? Like
what was his name in Glory? Look that up. Look it up.
Jebediah Church.
Yeah, he probably had a biblical.
Go on, Red August, old boy, and give it to him.
Red August. Why they call my man Hope though? Like that? What type of?
They got a problem with Hope.
Let me see. Somebody gonna get mad.
First of all, Denzel was promoted to lieutenant or something in Glory, so it wasn't like they played him
because they got them shoes.
There it is.
Very specific
Sergeant Major
John Randall.
John Randall.
Yeah, had a.
Yeah, why you mad? What type of black on black violence is that? At least his name wasn't Hope.
I'm just thinking about like how bad we had it after Reconstruction. We lost all.
Tear it up.
Let me stop.
Jonathan Randall. It's like
he played for the Knicks.
It's like
first of all, I didn't say Jonathan, so don't do that.
I was just going to Jay Moore's point. His name could have been John or Steve Smith.
No, it's John
Rollins. That's it. John Rollins.
So he had a name like that, but when it came to having to drive Miss Daisy around,
name was
straight
Hope.
Had to be Hope.
Yeah.
Oh, Hope.
Hey, Long.
How's it going?
You have to watch that movie, bro.
Probably riding around eating hog-head cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
I guess maybe
Long probably got me saved in his phone as
John Randall.
Hope.
I should hope not.
I would hope not either.
That's messed up. Actually, I might change it to that.
You're gonna change it to Hope? Okay.
What's the full name?
It's Hope Calvert. NewOldHeads.com for all the education you need this year. Make sure you like, subscribe if you see it, follow it, pay for it, all that other stuff. What
are they paying for?
Patreon. You can pay. Start there.
But what does that mean?
Just send money in and get cool things.
Man, you got to explain it, man. What is Patreon?
I'm not good at explaining Patreon, man.
You're better. 330 episodes.
We got drip for sale.
Got
drip for sale.
You usually break it down so well, man.
Man, Patreon is where you can actually support us. And shouts to everybody who's in here who actually does support us.
True.
The money comes straight to us, and you know what? We have raffles where we can send you some very cool items that our sponsors have provided for us.
Go.
Yeah, like hats and vinyl and stuff like
vinyls,
that.
And
everybody should be getting all their items here too. That paid for items.
And you know we're going to send you some new old head stickers that you can put on your laptop.
Those are fire. I've had people actually
they're coming in the package. Shouts to Spools.
Yeah.
He's handling the shipping business.
Got drip for sale.
But yeah, $3, man. $3 on patreon.com/newoldheads.
$3 holla.
And if you do that, you get access to our Discord. You can vote on topics. You can suggest topics. So if you're already one of those, you can. That's the people in here that do that. You can throw topics in there, and we'll put it in there, and we'll vote on it. And then,
for sure,
it's the number one way to support your favorite independent podcast that airs between 9 and 11 on Tuesdays.
Shout out to John Eldon.
And shout out to John Eldon, man, for supporting.
So if you want to hear the real,
this is the real. This version before all the stuff is chopped up. This is the real. So, but no, we appreciate the support as always, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
In a minute.
Goodbye.